Good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 51 and happy Tuesday. This week, we're going to talk about change and all the things that are changing in our lives in the next few weeks. And we're going to start with a brief meditation.
You are okay. Just take a couple of deep breaths at your own pace, in and out. Feel the air flow into your lungs and let your muscles relax. Taking deep, comforting breaths. For these few moments, forget about the past. Let go of your worry about the future. Just breathe, relax, find stillness. Continue to breathe gently and naturally. And whether out loud or in your head, repeat these words. I am okay. I am calm. I am present. I am still. Great job. You can do this. Fear and anxiousness will not overpower you. You are strong. You are okay. And finally, we will count from 5 to 1 and continue bringing yourself here into this present moment. And then you will return to where you were before, ready and able to continue in peace and stillness in your heart and mind. You are okay. You can do this. Counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was nice. That's a good one. I really like the positive affirmations. So for our gratitude question of the day, what relationship are you grateful for? Miss Y, do you want to go first?
You know, the first thing that came to mind is you. I'm really grateful that I have a partner at Taft. It felt a little lonely at first. And I'm excited that I get to meet you in person soon. That'll be a whole new experience.
Me too. I was thinking about that this morning, that I think, it's been just great getting to know you and working together. And I think it would be kind of shocking to hear that we've never met in person.
Yeah.
Because we have such a natural flow, and I am absolutely grateful for you as well. I think we make a great pair. And doing the videos together has been so unexpected and wonderful. So thank you for being a kind of partner in this through the years.
Thank you.
So
You all just got to witness a mushy moment.
and also, for all of you watching, you should know we do these on the fly. None of what we say is planned other than what is in the PowerPoint, and we never do kind of a second take. So you're really seeing our authentic spur of the moment thoughts as they come out.
Yeah, none of this is pre-rehearsed.
Yes, yeah. So think about what relationship you're grateful for, and let that person know. So for our Tuesday check-in, how are you feeling today? Mentally, physically? What's taking up your headspace? What's dominating your thoughts today? When did you last eat a whole meal? Are you feeling hungry right now? Are you feeling tired? How's your sleeping? And then what are you going to engage in today that's going to bring you joy? As always, what are those small moments that are pleasurable or just for you, just a couple minutes for you? So, as things change, right? The world is changing, and even if you are not returning back to school, the communities that we all kind of live in are starting to reopen, and there's a lot more activity and kind of hustle and bustle happening outside. So, we want to just kind of validate that a lot of that is scary and unknown, and so many of us have been in this social like hibernation mode for so long, and it can be daunting to re-enter a world that is just social, just the normal social interactions, and it can be overwhelming. And so if you're feeling that and you're feeling some anticipation and anxiety about that, that's okay, and it's normal, and we're all in that together. A lot of you have questions about what the remaining school year is going to look like, and so although we absolutely do not have all the answers, and this is in no way a kind of official breakdown of information, this is kind of an overview of what to expect. So some of you are going to remain online, as you know. Some of you are going to be in hybrid learning. If you are doing hybrid learning, you're going to be on campus 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the week. And you'll be in your homeroom class all day, and you'll Zoom into all of your classes. So Miss Y and I will be on campus. We are excited, I think, to meet each other and in person, and to see all of you live, face to face. Definitely a new experience, but I know I'm just personally excited to just see other people, and all of my kind of colleagues at Taft that I've never met in person. So I'm excited, and it'll be good. So reach out to your counselor or your teacher if you have questions. Don't be afraid to reach out. Like, we're all in this. There's a lot of uncertainty and unknowns about how things are going to work. So just make sure that you're asking questions as you need support. And remember that, like I said, we're all in this together. We are all transitioning back. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of just, I don't know how this is going to feel. And adults and kids alike are feeling that. So you're not alone. And the more, we're going to get into this more later, but the more we can combat that uncertainty, the more decisions we can make ahead of time, the more we can know what to anticipate, what to expect, the less anxiety we're going to feel. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
This can feel really simple, right? Like we're kind of breaking some little things down for you, but we have forgotten these things. Like, find your backpack, right? Is it dusty under your bed somewhere? You haven't used it in over a year, right? Do these things ahead of time. If you are going back to school, do not wake up in a frenzy that morning because you have no idea where these things are, right? So at the very least, find your backpack. That's kind of exciting, right? Like, I found my work bag. Honestly, I had to dig for it. It took a while. I forgot where it was. Find the things that you're going to need, put them in ahead of time, pick out your outfit the night before, because you don't want to wake up again in the morning thinking, oh my God, what do I do? And set an alarm. Your body is going to go through an adjustment. Even those of you staying virtual, by the way, because your advisor will be earlier in the day. And those of you, going to school, plan for the commute, plan for how much time, maybe do a trial run one day, right? See how long it's going to take you. And then if you're already feeling some of that anticipatory anxiety or, this kind of worrying about the unknown, make a list of the unknowns, and then try to get answers to them, right? The number one trigger for anxiety is the unknown, right? The uncertain, the things we don't have answers to. Because even if you get an answer that you don't like, your brain feels at peace because at least there's an answer, right? And then you can work on coping with whatever that is. So if you're having all these thoughts flying through your head, what if this, what if that, make a list, ask people, ask friends, ask counselors, ask us. We might not know the answers, but we can ask on your behalf. And then finally, just know your triggers, right? So if you know that public transportation is going to be difficult for you, but you have to take public transportation, figure out a way to cope, right? What are you going to do to make that feel comfortable and safe for you? If you're worried about how you're going to say hi to people, we're not supposed to hug, right? We're not supposed to high five or do anything like that. So what are you going to do, right? Have an idea, right? Cross off the uncertains and kind of know your triggers and have a plan. And that includes, and we'll get into this later, brushing up on the grounding techniques, right? And we have more for you to try out. But the idea is that if you feel like your anxiety is going to be like a level 8 or 9 or 10, you have to find a way to de-escalate yourself and practice that ahead of time, right? So, like we said, things are changing whether you're returning to campus or you're staying virtual, right? And change of any kind can cause anxiety. Even if you're super excited about whatever this change is, you are probably still going to have a certain level of worry. I am very, very excited about going back to work. I am much less excited about waking up at 5 a.m. And that is causing me some anxiety. I'm not used to it anymore, but I just have to deal with it, right? So it's really important to remember your toolkit. And the thing about having a toolkit of coping skills and strategies and things that you can do is that you practice them when you're calm, right? If you never think about them, you look at the PDF once and you don't ever think about it again, and then you get to school and you realize you're having a panic attack, you won't remember a single thing on there because you haven't practiced. So the idea is you learn it so that when you are escalated beyond logic, your brain says, aha, I had a thing. I did it once and it was really cool, and I'm going to do that now because I know it. But if you're trying to reread a PDF in your mind while you're at level 9 panic attack, it's not going to happen. Okay. So we have a really handy exercise for you to try out, and we highly, highly encourage you to look at it and try a few things out. Remember box breathing, right? If you're on our mental well-being Schoology page, it's on there, but essentially you are taking a deep breath, counting to 4, holding that for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding that exhale for 4. And as you do it, you kind of visualize, either your chest making a square, or in your mind, you can draw a square as you do it. Remember, we've talked a few times about Headspace. All those have quick little, like, I'm feeling anxious, 2-minute de-escalation. Find some things on YouTube and bookmark them on your phone if you need to. Notice your automatic thoughts, right? The number one thing that's probably happening is that thought that pops into your head that causes this just spiral of emotion, right? Notice them, talk back to them, replace them. Be forgiving. We've talked a lot about this, especially the second semester. Have that self-compassion, right? Understand that there's a learning curve. This is hard, that you can't be so hard on yourself. And we've heard a lot of you, just using a lot of should language, right? A lot of, I should be doing better. I shouldn't be feeling like this. I should be okay. And no, you shouldn't. And stop saying should. I hate that word. I feel like it sets you up for failure, right? You could reframe it like, I want to be this, right? I want to try to do this. I would like to succeed in this. But saying should almost immediately says that you have failed, right? And it's a reactive word. I don't like it. And notice how much you say it, right? A lot of it is reframing the way you talk to yourself. This is really hard for everyone, right? Everybody is struggling with change in some way, shape, or form. And one of the easiest things, we've said it, and I'm going to say it again, and it's on this list, have a plan, right? Walk through what things are going to be like. Get your uncertainties dealt with, get your unanswered questions answered. To try to create some peace and calm and control the things you can control. And I like this one. Miss Mora added this one. Remember all your former first days. I still remember my first day of high school, and that was many, many years ago, and it was rough. But I got through it and I'm here. So I really like that. So thank you for adding that in there. We've had so many different first days, first this, first that, and chances are they brought some level of anxiety, right? And here you are, right? You got past them, you're here, and maybe you cringe at some of the things you did or what you wore or what you said, but you're here, right? You know, the horrible things didn't happen. It may have felt that way in the moment, but you got past it. So we're not going to spend too much time on this. This is really just kind of your handy dandy cheat sheet of all the things we just talked about. And you know, you can save it, you can read it. It's just a way to control the things you can't control and limit some of the anxiety. And hopefully this gets you thinking like, oh, I don't know where that is, or I really have no idea when my advisory is, or do I have to bring all my books, right? Get these things answered ahead of time. So your activity for today, your teachers will share with you a PDF of grounding exercises. It's about 3 pages long, and there are a lot for you to choose from. We've really only ever done, you know, we've talked about them here and there, right? I personally like to go barefoot in the grass. And those of you who have been at Taft have seen me in the senior quad with my shoes off in the grass. And that's how you know, oh, Miss Y is having a tough time right now, right? I just need to get out there and get centered. And if you've seen me do that, you now know why. But there are a lot of others, right? There's, you know, we've talked about putting cold water on your arms. We've talked about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've talked about a few, and it's a list that has many, many more. Please look at it. Please. Try out 2 or 3 that stick out to you, that feel manageable, that are something you can do on the fly, right? That you can kind of do, you know, as you're waiting at the bus stop, or as you're walking into school, or as, you know, you're logging into a class if you're feeling nervous. And then at the end, there are there's a space for you to write down 3 that you will commit to learning, practicing, and incorporating into your life. And again, the key is you try these things out when you're cool, calm, and collected, so that you can pull from your toolkit when you're really dysregulated. Okay. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Thanks, everyone.